What's up, y'all? It's your man, you know what I'm saying? I'm back right in front of you, getting active out here in the Cali sun, as I should, just trying to go out for my own missions and dreams and aspirations, as you should be doing as well. And hats off and kudos to the people that are doing so. The light shines upon your path, as I like to say. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on, just giving some good feelings out there to everybody is what I like to do the most, and be able to do with this technology the most, you know what I'm saying, to smile at you and everything like that, connect with you no matter where you are. And I think that's so important. And also, I'm an artist, King A.D.S, I the Shadow. Please check out all my music if you haven't already. And if you are with me, I appreciate you on the mission, and we're going to continue to build. So right now, I just want to talk to you about, I just want to bring up, and I want to talk to you about it because everybody's talking about it, but it's going to be the Kanye West situation and maybe the N.O.R.E situation on Drink Champs and everything like that. And where you have a person who realized, you have two things. Everybody's like mad at both of these guys, and what I feel like from the outside looking in, what you have is like one guy who realizes that no matter what he's done, he's only become a cog in the system and not a creator of his own, his own programming or whatever. And you have another guy who's kind of realizing the same thing, and realizing that he's not as far along as he needs to be. Hold on, I'm sorry. All right, man, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. The trash truck just went by. Like I've always said, in perfect fashion, didn't I say that? Interact with this damn matrix. And I'm telling you, every time you want to say something real or do something positive or real, something negative seems to try to happen or to interrupt you or whatever. But anyway, and it was super loud too, and I think he's going to turn around and come back. Oh my goodness. Oh, anyway. So you have one guy who realizes that, both of them realize no matter what they do, no matter how much respect they seem to get or earn, or how much notoriety, it's like they're still a cog in the system, and they're not somebody who can write their own programming yet. And I just feel like that's such an important thing to notice and observation to take, because I've touched on this 2 years ago already, maybe even almost 3 years ago. It's almost going on 3 years. We're already tapped on this, saying that they were attacking the individual. Certain people, not everybody, but certain places are attacking the individual. And so it's going to get harder and harder for you to get a leg up, just to do what you need to do. I mean, even to communicate with you guys, my views, my reach gets striked down like so hard. Like I feel like on every social media platform, they just don't let it run free. They don't share it with you guys. And so I feel like a lot of times you guys don't even know that I'm doing something, you know what I mean? And that's a perfect example right there. But the smarter you get, and they tell you from a child to be as smart as you can and to be as able-bodied and strong and all these things, but then once you get there, man, they really, some of these people, I wouldn't say all, man, because there's good people doing big things too, but some of these evil people, man, and just like that, as I was telling you guys, and some of these evil people, there was a spam call right in the middle of me talking to you. Let me tell you what was taking place just a minute ago. See, devil shit right here too. See what I mean? This is all evil. You gotta realize evil in your day. This is evil shit. Okay, just a second ago, all week, the phone didn't ring. Just a second ago, all week, the phone didn't ring. I just got done doing a job. We got 5-star review on it. You know what I'm saying? Which should make me show up better in your Google search and everything like that. Instead, I got no calls. I go to leave the house, I got 2 spam calls already, and everything want to happen as I'm talking to you, man. Y'all just, it's not a coincidence. Just pay attention to the things that happen around you a little bit, and some of it may be just weird timing, but notice how it happens when you want to do something real, not like when you want to bullshit or waste your time or anyone else's time. You're not doing anything productive, but when you try to be productive and put your foot to the pavement, watch how these weird things pop out at you, and those are the challenges you got to overcome no matter what. But all these things, let me get back to the matter at hand, or the topic at hand, talking about the individual has been under attack for a long time. You see small business, they keep trying to reel people in and act like they use the same language as if they're one of the little guys, and this is gonna hinder the way that you show up on searches. The next thing you know, when those things pass, it'll only be the people who were opposed to you. Those would be the people showing up. And after that, nothing shows up. Hold on. Oh my God, dude, so many interruptions. Can you believe this, man? I'm telling you, I keep having to pause and come back on here and everything. Oh, by the way, I just invested in myself and I got a tripod too. So soon I'll be able to do these videos nice, crispy, and steady as I'm speaking with you and be able to have my whole body as full expression so I can get loose and be me again, as I like to do, you know what I mean? And it's so hard for me. I'm getting like a conditioning workout on my shoulders. I feel the burn as I hold the phone up steady for you guys and try not to get my fingers in the shot and try not to cover up the microphone. I know I'll be messing up the sound sometime. Put my finger over the microphone. It probably sound ridiculous, but I apologize for that. But it's just because I'm a type of a get up and go type of guy. You know what I mean? Like I changed my my thinking patterns from way back when I was younger. And I got inspired by so many people that I saw making their way in the world. And one thing I noticed, one characteristic they never had was they never sat around and twiddled their thumbs waiting for everything to line up. They just simply got up and then got active and then worked with the pieces they have. And then when other pieces came into play, they used those pieces to be resourceful. So that's what I do, you know. So I don't believe in just sitting back until you have like everything perfect. You know, life wouldn't be called life if it was everything perfect. You'd be able to tell chronologically in every step and pattern and order what would come next, and that would be something else, but it wouldn't be called what we call life anymore, you know. So with life, I'm gonna let the universe, I'm gonna let life do a little bit of something of what it wants to do and meet it halfway, and that's the key. And you know, so for free thinking individuals, they understand these type of principles. And so when you have someone who comes from dreaming into reality and more facts and substance of themselves and realize their full capability, what they can do, they don't want to stop. They say you get a bug as an entrepreneur, was kind of true, because you realize what your full potential has to offer, and you would like to see where else you can go. You would like to see how much further you could push things, and I think that that's well within your human right. I think that that is something that everybody should be able to pursue. You know, if it's not destructive, if it's not deceptive, and it definitely is constructive and helps people, then yeah, absolutely. I think that people should be able to pursue that. Now, when you have people pulling strings to, you know, would slant a seesaw one way or another, but always in their favor, that's when you run into situations, like I said, deception, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I think that these guys are starting to realize. Like, when it comes to Kanye, he's done like so much, and like he likes to state that he's the richest black man in America in history, right? So even with those accomplishments, even with all the things he's done, he still can't break away from the plantation to start his own venture, his own foundation. Not in the, well, at least not in the angle that he's taking. It can't be done that way. You know, it's a different approach to those types of things. But you could see the frustration as he can't get a word in edgewise, and then reacts emotionally at times, which I've touched on that too, which is a weakness. You do not want to do that. Once you do that, you lose your footing. What you need to do is be calm, calculated, and hate to say it, but kind of cold. And it doesn't mean being a dick, but it means just not, you know, feeding in too many things, man. You just got to have that ice water vein, stay calm like a reptile, and just like an alligator, lay in the moat until something comes that looks like a log, and then it strikes and got your ass. So it's kind of like how these guys are, you know what I'm saying? And they master those kind of techniques. So that's what people would have to do. And then on N.O.R.E's side, he realizes that, yeah, he's still trapped inside the negative side of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? When people are blaming him for taking it down, and then I hear other chatter that says that he didn't take it down, and it was his establishment, you know, whoever he's working with or whatever. And that's a big possibility. And that just means that, yeah, you kind of see who's signing the checks. You see who's got the say-so in things, which means that you don't really have any authority. They're just kind of using you as an image and kind of like a spokesmodel for a gimmick. And you might get a little bit more heavy than that at times. You might want to naturally progress, right? You naturally grow, you progress. And the more the veil is lifted, the more you see, and your perspective will change. And you just got to explore those avenues for yourself to see what's really going on. And like I said, I believe that that's well within your human given you know, God-given, human-given, universe-given right, you know, as a free sentient being, as an entity with that respect being upheld. Um, but yeah, it just all comes back to doing your own thing or taking the money now. And I hear that coming up, and that's absolutely true. And I think it depends on the scenario. If you have like an independent label, or you know, like if it's music, if you have like a, well, it's just anywhere. Okay, let's go anywhere. Universally speaking, as much as possible, if you can have an independent venture that's willing to back you, and you can do something just using their facility or just a little bit of their capital, and they're willing to invest in you, then that's a great situation, because you can grow, pay them back, and then move on. I would say that you don't want to get yourself in debt, something that is exponential, that grows and multiplies over time and extrapolates itself until you just almost no way to get out of the hole, unless you're a superior mind and an entrepreneur with an intellect that can mesh in different fields. And if you, and it shouldn't matter which way you sound, however, you do want to be educated, and you do want to speak well. Stay away from the haters when they tell you that whatever they're going to tell you, that's negative. That's all that negativity does. It's just going to come at you sideways. So you don't pursue anything that's going to make you bubble up and rise to the top. People that know that they're sinking don't want to see you bubble up and rise, so they're not going to give you the time of day. But people that are willing to grow like you've grown are going to listen to you, and then that's where you're going to find the right partnership for you. But you don't want to do it just solely on the money you can get, or just all like no support, but you're free, but you want to have a happy medium. All right, I'm back. So, but you want to have a happy medium between, so that way you have the freedom to maneuver and grow the way that you need to grow as an individual, but at the same time, you won't be dead in the water. Me personally, you know, I kind of had that situation, and then these days I've been, you know, life took over and did a few weird things, but so I'm more independent these days, and I'm more concerned and fascinated and occupied in my brain with becoming a generator. I would love to become a generator to help situations, even to furnish, you know, to support more of the ventures that I'd like to get into as well, and then eventually get to a point where I can help other people do what they do as well. And I think that that's where we're all headed. But in order to do that, you know, and big up our communities and help other communities and just help individuals as a whole, so we can all do better things for each other. And part of that whole journey is ownership. You know, so we're at a point where, yeah, we need the return of the ethnic banks to be at the forefront in trading. We need manufacturing from urban and ethnic, you know, communities. We need all these things. We need our youth. And you know what? Youth and elderly alike. At this point, you know, across the board, we have so many people. There's so many education gaps. So we need people to understand value. We need people to understand that a system is just a set of rules to be used whichever way within the confines of the construct or whatever. But it doesn't mean that, you know, it hinders people from doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, not forcing them to just work for a certain corporation or a certain chain or brand. You know what I mean? You should have the freedom to make your own brand, and should be able to get that support. It shouldn't be something that's manipulated into certain fields because of points of interest from certain existing investors. There should be new investment groups that are allowed to thrive, so they can take over other facets and invest in those directions. And so when you have a lack of that on a playing field, we usually call that a monopoly, or we usually call that racketeering, which is cornering and controlling a market for the benefit of the shareholders, which is illegal. And you shouldn't be able to do it. If any one of us did that, we'd be gone for about, I don't know, 10 to 15 years. So yeah, these people shouldn't be walking around breathing the fresh, clean air ever. You know what I'm saying? But yet you see it because there's too many of them in collusion or coercion or whatever you want to say with each other, and cooperation with each other. So yeah, just want to touch on some of that, you know, and this is coming from, you know, I wanted to say a little bit about that Kanye and Drink Champs and N.O.R.E situation as well. You know, as an artist, I'm watching this evolution of people, and, you know, just, I mean, more than just an artist, it's just the evolution of people in general. I'm watching it, and it's fascinating to see that, no matter who it is in this world, no matter what walk of life it is, at what level of earning and income, how fortunate they are. I should say fortunate, because it doesn't have to be that way. That we're all learning at our own pace, you know. So we all step in dog shit at our own times, at our own pace, and we have to pick ourselves back up, lace the boots back up, and do things a better way the next time. And I often touch on that too, saying don't live the same things that you already did. Try a different angle. Don't expect different results from doing the same things, as it's always been stated from the past, because that's the definition of insanity in itself. So let's not do things the insane way. Let's do things in a civil way, the human being way, the modern, what do they call it? Homo sapien sapien. Let's do it like that, and come out on top. You know what I'm saying? But everybody needs to learn how to use some kind of tact. There's a time and place for everything, and that's true. And that's where, you know, me and Kanye probably have a difference. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna say this: when Kanye first came out, I was not a fan of his, and I couldn't really call myself a fan to this day. And I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I respect that gentleman. And the reason I say that is because when he first came out over here in the West Coast, he was on a show called The Wake Up Show with Swayne Tech, and he was braggadocious, talking about he was the best MC in the world. And my peoples from Area 51 were in the studio ripping off the head, just doing it, man, killing it. And this dude kept doing a few writtens and stuff, which I don't knock at all. It's still freestyle, but it wasn't compared to what my peoples was doing. It wasn't even half as hard. And then he was up there just braggadocious with his chest out and stuff, and I didn't dig that. You know what I'm saying? So from that moment, so what I would say, like, Kanye's more like a Trump, you know, where like some of the things he'll say, absolutely you'll agree with him and everything. Just the way he says some things, you probably rub you the wrong way every once in a while. And I think that in his case, and not in Trump's case, but in his case, it just comes from having a little less tact. And I want everybody to understand that I'm not talking any shit on Kanye or the man's success. I wish him the best, and I hate to see all the things that he's been going through in the scrutiny of the public eye and the manipulation of the paparazzi and the mass media corporation machine, you know. So, you know, my eyes are open and my hat's always tipped, you know, off to all your accomplishments and everything you've done, Kanye. If you ever see this, which I doubt you will, but yeah, hats off to you. And man, I see the vision in what you're trying to do. I see the cause in your vision. I see what you're trying to do. I've been encouraging people to do the same things for years. People really need to see life from the other side of the fence, you know. So I agree with that. And then and after that, we need to be able to have a range with on that side of the fence that people can explore. And that's where I think we're all getting to now, is that, you know, people have gotten over to the other side of the fence. They've accumulated that success and wealth. Now they're looking for a foundation to build so they can make more structure for more ventures and more people, really. You know what I mean? So, and without networks, without radio stations, without networks, without this mind control machine or this media machine or a advertising machine, whatever you want to use to describe it, it's just it's a hard situation, if not a stick in the mud. You know what I mean? Which really takes the fire out of everything and really makes you wonder, why do it at all? Why don't we just keep it in the streets and flyer up everything like we used to, and just take it back to old school measures, if that's what they want to do, and just not support them at all, and then let them put out a bunch of trash, and then you guys will be up in arms about it and be really disappointed, but all the quality will be right back. But there'll be no value in it, though. That's what you have to keep in mind. And we're not worthless people. We are valuable people. We are quality people, knowledgeable people, and awesome people, full of light, energy, and intelligence, and can go any direction we choose. So I think that it's our right to be able to do these things. And let me know how you feel about it. Like I said, these are, you know, like I often say, these are my opinions, artistic expression, and views. Please check out all my music. Please subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep on this journey. Keep building with your man. It's King A.D.S. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna hit the road right here in a little bit, which Best Junk Removal, which is my company. And yeah, man, more on the way. All right, y'all. Much love. Peace.